New reports shows that Hillary Clinton's campaign is getting advice from psychology experts to create a personality profile of Donald Trump. So the Clinton campaign is supposedly looking for trigger points and compiling a strategy when Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are one-on-one on a debate stage. My next guest says Hillary Clinton is the one in need of a psychological profile. Fox News contributor, psychiatrist, and author Dr. Keith Ablow is with me now. Dr. Ablow, welcome back. How would you evaluate Hillary Clinton?
Well, listen, first of all, as to the psychological profile of Donald Trump, I can save them time, 30 seconds. The guy's addicted to the truth. He blurts it out. He's inelegant at times, but that's because he really wants to address things in an unadulterated, straightforward way, and it does get him in trouble sometimes. He says more in a dramatic way than his heart really means, right? He's a good and decent guy who goes overboard and says extreme things. Okay, his psychological profile is over. Now for hers. We have somebody who can be understood as wanting one thing, and only one thing: power. She was willing to have a sham marriage to her husband, which was riddled with his affections for other women throughout the marriage. And she was willing to demonize those women. Why? And to stay with her husband. Why? Power. That's the only reason. That's all you need to understand Hillary Clinton is, for some reason, I leave this to her psychologist, God willing she gets one, and her. For some reason, she feels disempowered to such an extent in her soul that she must get power in any possible way. Hence, when she's Secretary of State and people say, man, your performance led to the death of American servicemen, she says, what difference does that make? But see, she's telling you the truth, because the question is, did it diminish my power in the world? No. And that's all that matters.
So let me ask you this, speaking of power and speaking of political couples that are in the spotlight. A top Clinton aide, Huma Abedin, announcing she's leaving her husband, Anthony Weiner. It is following his third sexting scandal. Donald Trump connected it to Hillary, actually put out a statement, and it says, Hillary Clinton was careless and negligent in allowing Weiner to have such close proximity to highly classified information. Who knows what he learned and who he told? So obviously the implication is that Huma Abedin may have left a phone, a BlackBerry, or files around that her spouse may have had access to. Do you think this shows bad judgment on a leader's part?
Well, it does, because who knows what this lunatic was told. In other words, you know, this is a woman's husband. Presumably, it's not something that, you know, you live with a wall inside your home such that there's no communication. So we have someone who's very vulnerable, who at any time can feel that his political or journalistic or business future is on the line, and that somebody holds the keys to it. We know that people can be hacked. So here's a very vulnerable person who's getting information or has access to information that may be classified or that may be misused and lead to Americans being in harm's way. Of course, that's crazy carelessness. But again, Hillary Clinton, the question isn't whether it's careless. It isn't whether we might suffer. The question is it going to lead to less power for me, Hillary Clinton? The answer is, well, no, I seem to be doing okay in the polls. I could get the corner office. I've been willing to swallow this horrible relationship with my husband. I've been willing to tolerate the deaths of American servicemen. This is nothing. A separate server? I think I can get the corner office and be more powerful despite all of these detracting negative things for the American people. We're going to pay the price, if she's elected, for her having felt tremendously disempowered at some point in her life, probably very early in her life.
Well, she's even spoken about that. Dr. Keith Ablow, thank you very much for a different perspective.